Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Culturally Distinct Sports. I'm Jessica, your host. I've got my co-host with me. I've got Jackie J. Mitchell to the right. Hey.
Good day.
I've got Troy to the left.
What's up?
What's going on, Troy? Well,
much,
fellas, we are reunited.
And it feels so good.
It really does.
It's been a couple of weeks.
It has.
It's
But
your
we're
fault.
back.
Don't tell nobody that.
Whatever. I'll take the fault. This is what Troy does. It's on him sometimes, but
I'm not in that conversation.
he puts things on me, but it's okay.
It's her fault.
Leave it to a man. See, this is why his wife and him go at it.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna talk about that
That's
today.
fine. Our pillow talk. I'm not sharing my pillow talk.
Well, we are. Yeah. Where's our sound effect? We are so happy to be back. Jay Mitchell, before we dive into sports, you guys know I like to get into your personal life a little. I feel like viewers want to know. Is there something you all want to share? You know I'm going to ask. Was it something exciting, new, not exciting? You wanna share anything?
Honestly, I had a very exciting last 2 weeks.
Okay, tell us
I really
about
did.
it.
I don't have enough time.
Okay, can you give us like a 3-second synopsis?
I had a great time these last 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I think I know about that
Stick
great
with
time
that.
because you did show me pictures. Did I see pictures? Yes, last week.
What are you talking about?
I got the picture too.
Yeah, I
What
got the
picture?
pictures. Don't try to be
Where we at?
controversial. The pretty
Martha's
water pictures.
Vines or something like
Was that
yeah.
Wow,
I'm about to say, listen, because we had a conversation here last week about pictures in the phone.
we did.
I don't know if you was in here when that happened, but our cameraman was like, listen, I picked up somebody's camera even when there was some. So I'm like,
See, he travels so much he don't even know. He don't know what we were talking about.
I had a great time in Martha's Vineyard. I had a great time. I would definitely suggest it.
Yeah, I haven't been, so I would love to
Nor
go.
have I.
Yes,
I would
would
love
definitely
to go.
suggest it. Yeah.
We gonna get started
Wait
here.
a minute.
Oh,
Y'all got to say something. Don't
You're
y'all?
right.
What
You're
I do?
right.
I didn't do anything the past
well,
couple
Troy,
weeks,
I
man.
gotta ask you, anything new in family life? Getting back into the routine of school?
I mean, that's a challenge enough.
Yeah.
My biggest problem right now is carpool.
Oh yeah, you want to
your
tell our
daughter
viewers
rides.
about the year?
It's
She
just
don't catch the
bad,
bus?
man. No, she doesn't catch the bus. You talk to her mama about that. I don't.
Troy,
If it was up to me, you walk your ass to the corner and get on the bus. But the carpool line, man, they sent
Hour.
out this note
It's an hour.
that says, "Do not get out of your car.
Yeah.
If you need assistance, let your window down, ask for help."
You got the little number. In
Every
there.
day, man, I go through that line, and it's somebody that has to get out of the car, walk all the way around, give that kid a hug, put their jacket on. It's ridiculous. One lady's kid started crying today when she let out of the car, and she refused to leave. Like, she refused to move out of the carpool line because that kid was crying when he was walking in the school building. I don't know what she thought she was going to do. Anyway,
See, I'm a bad mom because I would be. You know what I'm gonna do.
you're going to blow. Hey, you're going to make a scene in the carpool line.
I'm not. I'm just gonna honk and kindly say, "Could you please read the sign and move along?"
Yeah, man, I'm still upset about carpool. Luckily, I don't have to pick up anymore, but I still got to take it.
Well, speaking of moving along, we're gonna
Yeah.
dive right into some COVID news in sports.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Oregon State,
Mm-hmm.
they are the first to demand, or I guess what's the word? I don't want to say demand.
Mandate.
Mandate. There you go.
That's
that was
demand?
the story. Yeah. That everybody who goes to games is going to have to show that they're vaccinated,
The fans.
They ain't gonna have no fans.
None.
or they're going to test, or they need to test 3 days prior to.
They ain't gonna have no fans.
And I know this gets viewed sometimes after the fact, but this starts today. So by the time you watch, anybody who's watching this, it will have already been in effect.
Oregon State,
Oregon
Yeah.
State. Wow.
And Oregon, what's the other one?
Oregon Ducks.
Yeah, both of them, actually. Both of them.
Oregon may have fans, but Oregon State may not have any fans.
Yeah, both of them mandated it.
That's pretty
So-
tough.
That is.
And they said, let me tell you the announcement, said the decision was made with public health authorities and peer institutions in the state. So,
well,
I guess my question is, you mandate people to come to the game, but you're holding classes.
what you mean? You mandating vaccines, but the students don't have to be vaccinated?
no, to
What's
my
the policy
understanding,
around the student body?
That's what I'm saying. What's the policy for the students?
Yeah.
That's
So-
what I'm saying. Is it student body, faculty, staff, administration, or is it just the games?
to my understanding, don't quote me on this, every college student or every college around the nation, maybe there's some random ones, is requiring student vaccinations, or unless you show like a religious, just kind of like they've done in the past at public schools.
This says Oregon State intends to implement a COVID-19 vaccination requirement beginning the fall term of 2021 for those students and employees who learn, work, or engage in person in OSU activities.
There you go.
So I think that answers it. So, if you're a student there, you got to be vaccinated. You want to go to the games, you got to be vaccinated.
What if you withdraw?
What do you mean withdraw from
as a
the
student?
school?
Yeah, because it's not.
I mean,
We're going to get into a whole nother conversation with Jackie.
We're not starting this with him. We're not.
We can start it.
No, we're not, because this is a sports
let's not
show.
start it.
And that will take up a whole hour, and we're not doing it.
Yeah.
So bottom line is, if you go into the games, you got to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And
It says vaccinated or proof of a test, right?
yes,
People
3
getting
days.
fake tests though.
Of course. They got fake vaccination cards, man. There's all type of foolishness going on.
Yeah,
How do I prove I've been
Tomfoolery.
vaccinated? Don't tell me this card is proof.
Right
Yeah.
on.
But, whatever.
I would hope people would be honest. So that's really not okay. But again, I'm not going to even get into that. If you're lying, that's not fit. That's not okay for everybody else.
I agree. But,
So-
that's interesting that
Better
they're
watch out for that
doing
COVID.
that.
These crates out here kicking people ass too, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
Well-
I don't know what's up with these crates. Who thought that was cool? Whatever.
We're not talking
Jackass
about the crates.
Johnson.
I'm so tired of that trend right now. I can't even get into that right now. So I feel like major colleges are going to start to follow this because of, the health. Like I said, they're working with authorities and they're working with the government and the healthcare institutions. So I feel like this is going to start to definitely be the norm at most colleges. They're just kind of on the forefront
Maybe.
of it.
Depends on where you lie.
I don't have any
geographically.
comment about that.
Yeah.
I don't see University of Florida implementing nothing like that.
Well, not them, but I'm saying most. It's not even, we're not talking about opinions, Jackie. We're just talking about probably what's going to happen.
What are you speaking?
Because you're like, I don't have a comment. We know what that, I don't have a
I
comment.
don't have
is.
a comment. I don't have a
I
comment.
know.
I mean, they made a great leap today, by Pfizer getting, FDA approved.
Yeah.
That's a great.
You like that?
Did I like it?
Yeah, did you like hearing
I
that?
like it.
That make you feel better?
It did.
Oh, Lord.
good.
I
Please,
did.
let's.
Good.
get-
FDA
oh,
approved.
God.
Pfizer, BioNTech, you know what I'm saying? They moving on up like Jefferson.
Look, I'm just going to turn over here, Troy.
Call a spade a spade. Don't call a spade a club. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're going to transition.
Transition.
So go ahead and talk about your sports story so we can get you off the COVID vaccine.
What we got?
I don't know. It's your story.
What's the story?
What's your story?
What's the story?
We talking
Hall of
trade.
Fame?
Oh, that too.
I mean, that's your story.
Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay, so Hall of Fame for the 2021 class. It was perennial class, man. It was a lot of guys that in my youth, growing up watching the league, and I know it was guys that came in, after that, but there's a lot of guys that came in, around the time I was in college, and they made their stake in the league. So in that first class of 2020, I want to go to that list if I may. Well, I can start from 21. You had Peyton Manning, you had Charles Woodson, you had Calvin Johnson, you had Alan Faneca, you had John Lynch, you had Steve Atwater. And Steve Atwater, for those who are football fans, played with Denver Broncos.
Can I just mention a lot of these are Denver Broncos, but anyways.
At one point in their career.
Steve
Exactly.
Atwater, before I was rudely interrupted, Steve
Go Broncos.
Atwater, what I remember about Steve Atwater was Christian Okoye. That was the biggest hit of the NFL year, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Yeah.
And Steve Atwater set him on his wallet. That was like prime time. So you had Steve Atwater, you had Charles Wilson, I said. You had a coach, Tom Flores. Now, he's in the older generation. He was like in the 60s. Had a gentleman named Bill Nunn. One thing about Bill Nunn, he was responsible for a lot of the HBCU stuff. A lot of people don't know that. So the Jerry Rices and, those black top-tier athletes, he was a scout and executive and recruit who brought a lot of that talent into the league. So hats off to him. And they also said he was named HBCU All-Star teams in the Courier and scouted the players extensively. So, a lot of people, and like I said, just a lot. Drew Pearson, my hats off to Drew Pearson, man, because Drew Pearson, for years, he was waiting. He literally cried. Like 1 or 2 years ago, he was literally in tears. He was like, come on, man. So Drew Pearson, welcome to the Hall, Doc. Who else we got? Isaac Bruce.
Did you say Charles Woodson?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said Steve Hutchinson, played for the Seattle Seahawks. one of my favorite players, Edgerrin James. He doesn't get a lot of credit.
No,
like EJ, to me, between Edgerrin James and it's crazy, all these guys are from Florida. Edgerrin James, Frank Gore, and Fred Taylor. I don't know if people really understand. Frank Gore is like in the top ever rushing. Fred Taylor hasn't played for at least 10 or 12 years. He's still in the top 15 rushing. Like, the volume, the skill set. Like, Edgerrin James, to me, was one of the best backs in the league. He could do everything. So, going with that. And, of course, one of the, I really enjoyed watching him, but I don't think he got a lot of credit, even though he played was Troy Palamal. Like, he was just a different type player. Very cerebral, all in places. Just a coach on the field. So anytime you have that, and Southern's great. I didn't want to save him for last, but I'm saving for last. That's Harold Carmichael. Harold Carmichael attended Southern University at SU. Played the Philadelphia Eagles. Also was a mentor when I went to Philadelphia Eagles. He was one of my mentors there. You had a gentleman named Jim Covert. You had a safety named Bobby Dillon. Safety Cliff Harris. You had Taco Winston Hill. You had Alex Karras. You had a safety Donnie Shell. You had Duke Slater. We had a gentleman, his name was Max Speedy. Played for the Cleveland Browns. And one of the coaches was Bill Cowher. He's an all-time great in Pittsburgh Steelers history. Tomlin, went after him. And Jimmy Johnson, that was pretty interesting when Jimmy Johnson finally admitted that they probably could have won more championships, but he was stubborn and he couldn't get out his own way. But he apologized. And I think that said a lot about his character. They even Paul Tagliabue, even though he's R.I.P. rest in power, he was selected to go in. He passed away in 2006.
Any goats? No goats.
They say Peyton Manning.
Peyton.
I didn't want to say his name, but I don't consider him a GOAT. I really don't.
I'm a Peyton Manning fan.
I'm a Peyton Manning fan, but I don't consider him a GOAT.
Do not disrespect him right now.
He's not a GOAT.
What? Troy, give me your reasons.
Champ Bailey, definitely.
Champ?
100%.
You biased.
No. If we're speaking about career-wise, it's Charles Woodson. Look at the stats.
Lasted longer.
Look at the stats.
He lasted longer.
Well, y'all know stats better than I do. I never pretend to know all the stats. That's not my job.
Yeah, I don't care. But yeah.
That's your job.
It is my job.
But I'm gonna have to go with Chance and Peyton, not because of Broncos, just because
I respected Champ because of how he came into the league.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't know about him going to Georgia, and
Champ was a quarterback.
He didn't even play corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was on the offensive side. He goes there and he dominates in the NFL. Became a shutdown corner, and played years with Denver.
Wow.
Stunkos.
Okay.
Broncos.
Just all up in here disrespecting my team.
I don't have Broncos. There's a lot of Broncos in this list, though. You're right about that.
It is.
Thank you. Can we get some respect in here?
It is.
You done?
So, anyways.
Thanks.
Champ Bailey, we're going with him.
I'm going with Champ.
Thank you. Just as long as you acknowledge it.
I still think Charles Woodson had a better career.
Okay, that's fair.
Better athletes, Champ Bailey. A better career is Charles Woodson.
I can go with that.
Maybe. I'll take that, I guess.
I can go with that.
I'll take that. Charles Woodson was,
Charles Woodson was the first two-way player, offense and defense. First two-way player, Rose Bowl. You remember that? Taking it back.
Like legit two-way player.
Legit two-way player besides Deion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So prior to Deion, I don't remember too many people going both ways. Returning kicks, returning punts, offense, defense. He was a star at Michigan. He's the MVP.
Yeah.
Defense player of the year.
We're not arguing whether or not he deserves to be in the Hall. I think we just, making up an argument about it.
It's an excellent list for sure.
It is.
Okay.
Excellent list.
Making sure because
I've never watched the Hall of Fame acceptance speech.
I think I've only watched like one.
I didn't even watch Jordan.
What?
Yeah.
Never.
I didn't either.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
Not one.
Nope.
I haven't either. I'm just joking. I'm giving you a hard time. I don't watch that shit. It's too boring. It's too boring. I'd rather be eating or doing something.
I guess the recap on
ESPN
or something.
YouTube it now.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was.
I see the clips of it. Yeah, I don't watch that, man. I don't have time for it. I don't.
Yes, indeed.
Well, y'all, we got to go into sponsorship.
Yes, ma'am.
And, Jackie, you're our sponsorship person until you're not.
Well, I didn't know I was doing sponsorship today, Jessica, because someone was supposed to talk about something else.
I mean, we'll do it next week, but this week you're still on.
Woo! All right. So this week for sponsorship, we have a restaurant called Water's Edge. It's in Richmond, Texas. Water's Edge is Black-owned, minority-owned business by a gentleman. Him and his wife started it out in Richmond, Texas. Honestly, they've invited us out to come out there and enjoy some of their great eateries. It's a Louisiana-style kind of restaurant. They have live music, great food, great ambiance. They have a great brunch, but Water's Edge, Richmond, Texas. Thank you.
We coming.
So that's where we're going this weekend?
If you want to.
Oh, we coming.
Yeah. This is a group family affair.
Absolutely.
Bring everybody.
I can't take y'all nowhere.
Gosh, Jack. Like, I feel
Listen,
like
I've been out with y'all, okay?
Yeah,
I've been out with you.
I'm blaming Troy.
All of
I'm
you.
blaming Troy. I'm blaming Troy.
Knocking the drinks over.
Don't blame me, man.
Oh,
Don't blame me.
Yeah. We should let our viewers know we're like a bad but good combination.
Right.
I mean, you don't know what you're gonna get with us, it could be any of us on any given day.
I'm gonna use CeeLo line right here. CeeLo say, "What don't I do? Fuck around." But dealing with y'all,
Yeah.
and the people behind this camera, they know.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Savages. That's all I can say.
I'm new to this crew, man. I don't want to hear that, man.
See, we
Sure.
got Troy.
hear it.
We got Troy drinking on a day he doesn't use. I didn't drink on this day either.
It's Mondays,
until
man. I drink on Mondays now.
Troy came in and said, "I
Yeah.
drink on Mondays."
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm blaming the culturally distinct crew for that, too.
Thanks, Adam.
Troy, what you got over there today?
Oh, what I got? It's football season, man.
I know.
Don't ask me what I got.
You got
Talk
a lot.
to it.
Preseason has started. The regular season is around the corner. It's time to start talking football, right?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, we had enough
About
basketball.
it.
It's football time. What better way to start than with the NFC South?
Okay.
Okay, and I'm biased. Make that clear right now. I'm
What's
a
that?
Saints fan through
I
and
can't
through.
see that well.
I know you can't. It's
I
all
can't
good.
see that well. Let's say
We're gonna talk about the
Aints.
NFC South.
Aints.
Who's gonna win NFC South? All right. 2002, the NFL reshaped the divisions to sort of make them make more sense geographically.
Buccaneers.
Okay.
Tampa
And
Bay.
in doing so, they formed the NFC South. They
Tampa
still
Bay.
messed up because they put the Cowboys in the NFC East, which make no sense. The Cowboys should be in the NFC South, getting touched on by the Saints twice a year, and Carolina should be in the East, but that's a whole nother discussion.
South of the Mason-Dixie line. That's why. That's why.
The NFC
He's talking
South
about
was
the
formed in
sports side of
2002. Since this division has been formed, this is the only division where all 4 teams have gone to the Super Bowl.
All 4. You're absolutely right.
Carolina
Tampa Bay.
lost. Atlanta went, lost. Saints went in 2009 and won. Tampa Bay has gone twice and won both times. All 4 teams have represented the NFL in the Super Bowl. All right. What's also interesting about this division, from 2002 to 2013, you never had a back-to-back champion. It was a different team that won every year. So going in, you never really knew who was going to win this division, which is why asking this question is kind of like, hell, I don't know. I would say in 2006, 2011, 2006, Sean Payton and Drew Brees show up to the NFC South. Drew Brees takes the league by storm. We throwing 5,000 yards a season, 40, 50 touchdowns a year.
Coming from the West Coast.
Coming from whatever coast you want to bring him from. I don't give a damn. He was in New Orleans, and the Saints were winning. Okay, Saints got that Super Bowl during that first stretch when Drew Brees was on top of his game. All right. Even during that stretch, you were still having a different winner every single year. The past 4 years or so have been dominated by the Saints. The Saints have won the last 4 titles, but they've been doing it differently. In 2006 to 2011, you were doing it on the back of Drew Brees and his arm and the Saints offense.
He wasn't.
Okay?
Why do I feel like this is turning into a
just-
Saint
Jack
show?
is just a hater, man. It's going to be a
Drew Brees
Saints
ain't
show as
throw
long as
40
I'm
yards.
talking. All right? In recent years, the Saints have been winning despite Drew Brees. Drew Brees' arm died 5 years ago, okay? So the Saints have been finding different ways to win. The defense has gotten better. It's been a much more balanced attack.
What's the young man's name in the backfield?
AK-47?
That's it.
There you go. The ultimate playmaker. He's
Ultimate.
been there. So the Saints have been finding ways to win. The past 2 years, the Saints have played 9 games without Drew Brees. They've gone 8-1 in those 9 games with Taysom Hill and
Jameis Wilson.
No, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, he was undefeated.
So now you got Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, who's right now in a battle to see who's going to start. Right now they're neck and neck. Who knows who's going to start? What I do like about this year is Taysom Hill is no longer slash.
No, he's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback.
They're keeping him in the pocket.
Not splitting time in the running back meeting room and the special teams meeting.
But he's 30.
He's a quarterback.
He's 31, 32, something like that. He's
He went
got
to
he's
BYU.
long with
They
the
all
tooth.
old.
That's all I'm saying.
So Taysom Hill is just a quarterback.
He's long.
I like that. I like that if he wins the job. If he doesn't win the job, then you just have a football player, wasted talent, kind of sitting on the sideline.
But they paid him. They paid him. So they're going to have to play him.
So you're
You
saying
know
if
that.
he doesn't win the job, he's going to play something else? Or are you saying he's
has
going to win
be
the
on
job?
the field. He's not going to win the job.
You think Jameis is going to be the starter and Taysom is going to be used in the same fashion he's been being used in the past?
I'm going to say this very simply. Yes. That's my answer.
I hope so. I hope you're right. Jack.
Jameis Winston will win the starting job.
And I hope
there
you're
is
right.
no way you're going to take Taysom Hill and give him the opportunity to play in front of Jameis Winston when Jameis is proven. He's proven.
What is he proving?
What do you mean? Okay, he threw 30 interceptions. So what? I think he needed some eye correction.
So what is he proving, though?
He's proven he can win in the NFL.
He can play in the NFL. I'll give him that.
He's won.
He
in
has
the
much
NFL.
better arm talent than Taysom Hill. It's not even close.
Then you should know better. You're a quarterback.
It's not even close.
You should know better. You're a quarterback.
It's not even close.
You're a quarterback.
And I'm telling you from a fan standpoint,
Don't be a
I
fan.
hate the fact that Taysom Hill
Don't be a
You're
fan.
on a show. You
I
can't
don't
be
want
a
Taysom
fan.
Hill
Can't be a fan.
Can't be a fan
to
right
be
now.
to be a quarterback only if he's not going to be playing. If Jameis Winston is playing, then it's time for Taysom Hill to go back to the goddamn wide receiver
Then
meeting room.
He needs
right?
to go back to the BYU training
Whatever you
because
wanna call
he's
it.
going to be a slasher.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston will be your quarterback at the end of the year.
Okay.
And he will lead them much further
Uh-huh.
than Taysom Hill.
Okay. So, who's winning the division? You've already said.
I don't know who's winning the division.
You don't know who's
that.
winning the division.
Of course, you just can't. You can't count on Uncle Tom. I'm sorry, you can't count him out.
So-
you cannot count him out.
So, last year, the Saints won the division. They were the first team since 2002 when they reshaped these divisions. The Saints were the first team to sweep their division.
You can't even get your star receiver intact. But I won't. That's
Without him, they swept the division. With Drew Brees and a Gumby arm, they swept the division.
It ain't how you start. It's how you what. Thank
We're
you.
starting a new season.
Uncle Tom.
We're starting a new season.
Uncle Tom.
And the new season tells me the Saints repeat, make it 5 in a row with James Winston at quarterback.
I'm with you.
No
on
one
the last
believes
verb.
it. Nobody wants to hear it because they
I'm
got
going
Tom
with you with
Brady and the
James
Bucks, whatever. Bump all that. Right here. The Saints,
He's from
2021
Louisiana, people.
NFC
He's from
South.
Louisiana, so that's why he's
Division
feeling a little
champ.
way. He's feeling some.
You heard it right here
about the
first.
Saints.
On Culturally Distinct Sports.
I got
Culturally
nothing.
Distinct
I'm
Sports.
just gonna let y'all like
Uncle Tom.
battle this out for a couple
Whatever you want
minutes.
to call it. Forget
Uncle
Uncle
Tom.
Tom.
You can't.
Career ender.
You can't.
ending that boy career
You
this year.
can't. That's what I'm saying. You
I
can't.
know, man. I hate Tom Brady.
And they put his pieces around him,
Shit.
and they put more pieces around him, and you know that. So
Be cool.
okay,
Saints,
okay.
NFC South Division champs.
I hope they are.
There you
But
go.
if you don't win the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter.
You got your NFC South preview right here on Culturally Distinct Sports. Saints to repeat.
With the fan.
With
okay.
the fan
It's all right.
cheating. It's ridiculous.
Well, we're gonna move into. God, we don't have our music yet. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. So just be patient. So y'all gotta hype this up for me. Like, do I have to give my own introduction? I feel like someone needs to do something.
Juice.
I was about to
Wow.
say, put you on $1,000.
Who got the juice now,
That's
Jess?
what I was about to
You got
say.
the juice now, Jess.
That's why you go.
There you go, Troy.
you got the
Thank
juice
you.
now,
Thank
Jess,
you. Gosh, we got.
Okay.
We
Run
gotta
it.
have a lead in. We gotta
I've
have a
been
lead
drinking.
in.
Don't blame it on me.
Okay. Blame it on. Okay. Well, and I'm not going to start off just as juice with it, as this is going to be kind of a heavy topic, but I figured we'd get the heavy first and then,
Okay, lighten it up.
yeah, we'll get to the light stuff. So, Deshaun Watson, which we've talked about on this show before. For those of you who watched, Jackie, I know, talked about this story a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, he has been accused allegedly of sexual misconduct by several women. And now that some of these women have come out and said that they are very frustrated at how the NFL has handled the investigation. One of those women is Lauren Baxley and Ashley Solis, and I think I have their names right. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce those correctly. So they have gone on record saying, I quote, "The NFL investigators were patronizing, victim blaming during our interviews, and they were looking for a weakness in their story." This is what the alleged victims are sharing. So they feel very frustrated with the NFL. And basically, let's just be blunt. They feel like the NFL is looking for ways to show that this alleged sexual misconduct did not happen.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I can too.
I can believe that. If they could cover this up and sweep it under the rug some kind of way to get Deshaun Watson back as one of the faces of the NFL, they would do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. Texas need to cut loose, let Deshaun go disappear for a year or so. You know, I don't know what to say. I'm hearing too many weird takes on this whole Deshaun Watson situation, and the more I hear, the less I want to talk about it.
I got you. Well, I think first and foremost, I think we can all agree that, you know, the system needs to take its course.
Yeah.
And let's see. But we also know, let's face it, systems aren't always fair.
No.
And sometimes they don't.
They aren't.
They don't come with the.
I don't want to not believe a woman who's saying she's been sexually assaulted.
Right.
But at the same time, I know that men lie, women lie.
Here's my thing. It's several women.
Yeah.
Like, I start to wonder, I mean, that becomes hard when you're not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, like,
right.
You know, there's several accusers.
Yes, it just keeps, the accusers keep coming. Are they all colluding with one another and lying? That's hard to believe, right?
Yeah. And I'll say is I can't speak for other women. I just putting myself in their shoes. I've never been in this situation
That's some
before.
Weird shit, Deshaun.
Yeah. I would not want to be in the media spotlight for this type of reason unless it was true. That's just me. I mean, to me, it's a process, and I don't know if you would just lie to be in the spotlight. But
Jackie didn't want to cut him. I think he needs to go. He's a distraction.
Whoa.
What's he doing? What's he doing at practice every day?
I know.
Has he played in the preseason game yet?
No, he's fourth on the depth chart.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not going to play. They can't put him on the field. I have 3 daughters, first off.
Yeah.
I have 3 daughters. So I am more empathetic and sympathetic.
Yep.
But this is, I don't know the situation. So I can't speak on it. You know, I just know, just like everybody, I know what I've read. I know what I've heard.
What you read and heard is disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Yes.
But Jackie, let's just go with, again, it's all alleged. We're
Correct.
agreeing on that. We're not accusing him. But if this comes to the, you know, if he's found guilty, what's your thoughts?
He has to pay for the crime.
Okay.
No, I don't waver on that.
Yeah.
But, you know, my thing is like, you know, they say there's always 3 sides to a story.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And I don't want to laugh because it's not nothing to laugh at, but some of the stuff the women were saying, man, it's like Deshaun is a super freak. Rick James, you hear me?
Yeah.
Like, he's a super freak, man. And I ain't got no problem with that. If that's what you like, I love it, bro. But, like, bro, you got to listen. Whoever see this show, whoever in his corner, that's your job. You understand me? Your job is to find somebody, inform them what's happening, sign an NDA, do whatever you got to do to keep this from happening. Now, his behavior, I do not condone. If he grabbing, if he telling people to stick stuff in his butt, like, hey, man.
Oh, gosh.
I was blown away, you know. If you grabbing on women, you know, invading their personal space, I don't have a problem with them saying whatever, but you just got to be better, Doc. Like,
Way
you
better,
got to be better.
There's
like,
plenty of women out there that would be more than willing to do whatever the hell you asking them to do.
Right. Like,
why are you just picking random masseuse?
My question is, and I don't know this, do we got a lady? Do he have a girlfriend?
That's a good question.
Because if you got a girlfriend, then you need to do your job.
Yeah.
If he wants something rubbing on his butt and he wants somebody jacking that meat, then that's
that's your job.
Jackie.
What?
Okay, we're not even gonna get into this.
I'm not
right
getting
now.
that, but what I'm saying, that's how you keep down confusion. If your mate knows you, if your friends know you, if you don't have a mate, like I said, you got to protect the kitty. You have to protect the kitty. It's like paying spades, you know, the old school. When you pay chunk, you put a kitty to the side.
Yeah.
You have to protect that. If he is that person that they know, whatever, he can't be seen in those places.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? You listen, this is what we're doing. And not to bring up old news, but that's the same thing Dave Hollister did. Dave Hollister was a sex addict. He even mentioned it. He had them sign an NDA. This is what it is. You come in here, this is what's going down. I ain't saying it's right.
Yeah.
But that's how he was protected. I ain't gonna bring up the other gentleman.
Well,
Jello pudding pop guy.
I think, and I want to move on from this story.
Move
but
on.
I think, can I just say, I feel like the bigger issue, speaking as a woman, not for all women, is that the way our society and the NFL treats women, period. Because I'll just end it off on this. One of the women, it says, this woman asked me what I was wearing in her interview, which honestly really pissed me off. I'm quoting that. That's Solis's, told Sports Illustrated in her first interview. So you know where she's going, is that instead of being like, gosh, I'm sorry that this is happening, not again saying he did what he did or, you know, whatever, but instead of saying, gosh, I'm sorry, this must be so hard for you, they're worried about how this woman looks.
But what are they supposed to do, though? Are they supposed to only explore this from one side?
I just know this. When I ended up going to the NFL, there's a class that you take. They actually brought a female in. She's standing in front of us, and she's giving this orientation, this speech. You know, look out for this, look out for this. This is what you're going to get. And one woman, she had HIV. You could never guess it. You see what I'm saying? And the other woman, she was actually a lawyer, but she came in dressed very scantily clad. You know, so it's really like, unfortunately, at the end of the day, you have to make the proper choices to keep your career on track.
Yeah.
You have to do that. So for me, like I said, I don't condone it. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. But I would never second guess, you know, if a woman's saying this is what's happening, like you said, Troy, you don't know. I wasn't there.
No.
And, you know, I don't think it's fair if she was looked at or, you know, looked down upon because however she was dressed, whatever. I don't think that's fair. But like, as Troy said, you have to look at it from all sides.
Yeah,
You know, you
I can
really
take
do.
that.
Yeah, you just can't be like, oh, he came in there and win a massage, you know, this, that, and the third. Because they got to know who he is.
Yep.
I mean, but my thing, we'll just end on this. I agree with y'all fellas. Do better. I mean, the reality is
Gotta do better.
people in the public can say, you know, we're human. Yes. But the reality is, you know, you're on an open platform. You're on a public stage. And that's the responsibility that, you know, you wear being a public figure.
I'm just tripping. Butt plug.
Disappear for a couple of years, man.
Hey, just might as well go retire, dog.
Oh,
Disappear,
man. Well, let's talk about some positive news. Naomi Asaka, she is donating. This already happened.
Yes.
She was in that tournament, right? You guys know about that. And she decided to donate all her winnings of that, or her pay, I should say, of the tournament to the Haiti earthquake. I just thought that was dope because she didn't have to. And
Her father's from Haiti, though.
Yes. Yes, and it makes sense that, of course, that's her heritage. But again, you know, that's not a given.
It's not.
And so the fact that was just first and foremost on her mind, I mean, she came out with that like way ahead of it.
I applaud her.
I mean, anytime anything happens in Haiti, man, they need
It's
a lot of help immediately.
Yeah.
Catastrophic.
Oh, man.
Got
Yeah.
people sleeping outside.
Yeah.
You know, and I just hope, you know, my prayers goes out to Haiti, man. I just hope whatever they can get, whatever relief they can get, because they seem like they are in the middle of every storm, every catastrophic event, and it's got to be riveting. You know, it's got to be so mind-boggling. That's trauma.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Year after year after year after year, flood, earthquake, something.
Yep.
You know what
and
I'm
now
saying?
their president getting
He
assassinated.
got assassinated. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that's
your
a lot.
leadership. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So I commend any Haitian descent, for your resilience, for your respect to not leave your country. So I look at it two ways. They're saying a lot about Haitian, they're saying a lot about America.
Mm-hmm.
Because they ain't trying to get over here.
Well.
So what is she? So she's donating her money to this cause.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? Like, what is it accomplishing? Like, what is she really making a difference?
If the money gets
in the right hands.
Yeah, and it is relief efforts. I believe she has such a good team and such a good head on her shoulders. I would again, I don't know, but I'd find it hard to believe that this young lady and her team aren't going to make sure that it goes to the right place, and that
just
you bring up a good
giving
point.
Money and saying you did something.
Correct.
Yeah. So
follow through with it. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and I will end with this. She says, which I love this quote. She says, "I know our ancestors' blood is strong, and we will keep rising. And as much devastation is there, and it's easy to say for me, I'm not facing the devastation they are. I agree with her. At some point, there's got to be a shift. I really believe in that.
Yeah.
So,
and I think this is a time where performer Wyclef Jean. I know he was running for president or some type of elective position there. And I'm pretty sure he's done multitude of things for his home country. Show up.
Yeah.
They need you more than ever right now, and all those superstars and anyone of Haitian descent or anyone that's have any ties to it, family, business, anything. Like this is a time that's needed for people to step in. So, and it was funny that you say that because I just saw something online where you do have to be careful of the money that you're sending because you don't know where that money's going.
Mm-hmm.
You really, really have to track it.
Oh,
really
absolutely.
have to have it, because in my mind, if everything was demolished, they don't even have the system to track what's happening.
The banking system. Yeah.
The construction part of it, restoring and all that stuff. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's a
my
lot.
Hats off to Haiti.
It's a lot.
Yeah, prayers for Haiti.
Absolutely. We'll be thinking of them for sure. Well, this is one of my favorite segments of our night.
What's that?
HBCU segment highlight.
Nice.
See, we need an opening for you, too.
We do.
Gosh.
We do. We're talking football. It's fine. We're going to take it back to basketball. Hansel Emmanuel Donato Dominguez. Not sure if anyone has ever heard of this kid, but if you haven't, as soon as you finish watching this podcast, go Google this young man. Go watch his YouTube highlights. Go check out his Instagram page. He's a walking highlight. All right? 17 years old, 6'5". What's unique about this young man, he was born and raised in the Dominican. Had an accident when he was young. Started out playing baseball, had an accident. Wall fell down, landed on his arm. He was trapped underneath this wall for like 2 hours and wound up having to have his arm amputated. So early on, baseball was kind of thrown out of the window. His dad was a former professional basketball player in the Dominican. And, of course, they were all devastated, but took this as a challenge to sort of develop his son into a legitimate basketball player. Mm-hmm. He's put in the work. He's put in the time. If you watch his highlight reel, he's going to make your mouth drop. The things that he's capable of doing. He can dribble. He can shoot. He can pass. He will put you on a poster. He's an unbelievable athlete. And I've been sort of following this kid. He got a scholarship to Life Christian Academy in Orlando. After posting a bunch of YouTube videos while he was still in the Dominican, he got a scholarship to go to a private school in Orlando. Came out, performed in the Orlando Winter Showdown, which is like a big-time high school basketball tournament in Florida. He was averaging 20-plus points a game, really just balling. Best player on his team. And I was wondering, would this translate? Like, would a school really take a chance? Well, I don't want to say take a chance. Would a school give this kid an opportunity?
Yes.
That opportunity came. He finally received a Division I scholarship offer from Tennessee State University.
Shout out Tennessee State.
Shout out Tennessee State.
HBCU.
We've talked about them before with
Hersey
Miller, a 4-star athlete who decided to go sign with an HBCU. I don't know if Hansel is a 3, 4, 5-star. I have no idea.
He's a talent.
If he had 2 arms, he'd have 5 stars next to his name. No questions asked.
He's a talent.
He is a talent. The kid can play. I'm glad to see this kid have an opportunity to go to college and play basketball. Check him out. He is definitely someone that we need to look out for. Again, if you haven't seen him, you haven't heard of him, go Google him.
Yeah, if you don't watch him and get inspired and want to like get off your butt and do something with your life, I don't know.
Totally agree. And it's just like the gentleman who played with Seattle Seahawks who got drafted.
Yeah,
the defensive back.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's right along those lines where, and like you hit it on the head, choice, an opportunity.
Yeah,
that's all they want. And they don't look at it like it's a. I don't want to use this word, but it's a handicap. They don't want to look at it like I can't achieve this. I can't accomplish this.
Yep.
He deserved an opportunity. They gave it to him. So hats off to Tennessee State.
And he played this past summer on the SOH Elite, which is a pretty elite AAU team that he was playing for. So he's playing against top-notch 17 and 18-year-old kids all summer long and holding his own. The kid can play.
Yeah, he can play. Just won a dunk contest in one of those tournaments. Yeah, he can play.
Absolutely.
Shout out.
Yeah, I'm excited just to see what he does.
Yes.
And keep. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
We're gonna see. That's his first offer. I mean, again, he hasn't committed or accepted anything like that. I'm sure others will come.
Yes.
But Tennessee State were the first school to step up and offer this kid a shot.
And then Troy, I feel like he's an NIL.
Oh, definitely.
We usually talk about NIL. Hey, we haven't gotten into it tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He is definitely somebody. If you want to get in that NIL market, you got a kid you want to sponsor. I mean,
yeah,
no doubt.
I feel like he's going to have
think about
money.
That, Jess, but you're right.
Money.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, there's so much that he could do.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your PR team together right now, man.
So, Jackie, are we? I feel like your next story is not NFL.
It isn't.
I know, and we just said that
it's right on line with what Troy was talking about. Right on line. It's right on line. Dealing with that little orange thing.
Yeah.
It's called a basketball.
I know. We're going back to basketball.
Yeah, it was just trades. It's we talking about and touch on trades. It was just a lot of movement in the NBA, a lot of monstrous trades, a lot of teams that are shifting, a lot of talent that's moving. Of course, you're gonna talk about the biggest one to me is Russell Westbrook going to the Lakers.
Absolutely.
That's you're a Flaker fan?
What's wrong with this dude, man? What's wrong with this man?
Are you a Flaker fan?
Yes, I'm a Laker fan.
No name. We can't be calling names on this show.
Through and through, I'm a Laker fan.
I can say what I want to say. It's a sports show.
Gosh,
I don't have favorites, so this is why I always
you say that all the time.
You just called him a name. You didn't call him Lakers.
Because I figured he was a Flaker fan. That's all I'm saying. How long you been a Laker fan?
My whole life, man.
Since when?
Since I came out the womb.
Anywho.
My daddy was a Laker fan. My brother was a Laker fan. That's what I watched.
You
don't
know the 3 players on Lakers. That's all I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Bruh.
So, out of here,
bruh. You know, so you have, of course, the Westbrook. You have extensions with Joel Embiid. He got a huge extension. Kevin Garnett got a huge extension. Movement in the league, to me, they know better than I do, but, Kelly Oubre was with the Warriors. I thought he should have stayed, but he ended up going to Charlotte. You have Dennis Schroeder. He went to the Celtics. It was a lot of backlash with him.
Oh, man, he lost out, man.
I don't think he was offered that. I really, really don't. But what I'll share with anybody, just pay attention to him. Because over his lifetime career earnings, he's made a lot of money. Yes. And he's a solid point guard.
Yes.
He's a solid, since he's been in the league.
Yes.
He's a solid point guard.
He bet on himself and lost.
He did not lose. So just remember we had this conversation. He did not lose.
I mean, his career's not over. So, I mean,
there's 27.
There's still potential to earn the money he was asking for when he was the Lakers.
I don't think the Lakers are going to give him that. I don't think they were going to give him $84 million. I really, really don't. I personally don't think they were going to give him that.
What do you think they were going to do then?
I don't know, because if you go back and read
the story, signed this. They traded for him in the last year of his contract. They had to re-sign him to keep him.
If you go back and read,
so they offered him what they thought he was worth.
If you go back and read this commentary,
yep,
he said they did not offer him that.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not. Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not.
I don't make the news. I just report it.
And Jay Mitchell is like our expert stat.
Like I don't make
fact
the news.
Finder.
I just report
on the show. So
you have Kemba Walker making a move. You have
Kyle Lowry.
That's
Miami
a huge
Heat.
move. That's a huge move.
That's a huge move, man.
That's a huge move. And I don't think people really understand that, because he's a floor general. And that takes Jimmy B. Now you got Bam. That's a crazy little scenario right there.
They got a real
He can score. He's very, very high IQ type of guy. I can say this. Yeah, I can say this. I didn't know what Kawhi was going to do, but he ended up, staying put and getting his money.
Yep.
You have movements with Julius Randle. Julius Randle signed a large contract. I respect this game. I didn't know if he was worth that much.
Yep.
I personally didn't.
Yep.
Being in that market.
Yep.
But I think he's from there.
I mean, I'm a Laker fan, so when he was with the Lakers, man, I was like, what is this?
He had some trouble.
He's a totally different player now. Kid has gotten way better.
Yes,
I've seen trouble. A vast amount of improvement, and he's worth every dollar.
So also with the move with Pat Bev and Eric Bledsoe, that to me was kind of strange. I think Eric Bledsoe is a wonderful guard.
Can't shoot.
Not necessarily. You can't be in the NBA and can't shoot.
Okay.
Unless you're Ben Simmons. But he just can't shoot threes. He's a scorer. Yep. I mean, he's a facilitator. Yep. But I don't know if I would have got rid of Patrick Beverley. I really, really don't because of the mentality, the demeanor. Now, I think there was some horseradish, foul at the end of the series last year when he pushed CP3 from the back. But his tenacity, like that he gives people. Now, he can't score.
He can't. Patrick Beverley. Okay, I'm going to give you my honest opinion of Patrick Beverley. Okay. Patrick Beverley should have chosen another sport because he's not very good at basketball. All Patrick Beverley does is foul. And they don't call it on him.
What you think he should?
And then they all of a sudden say he's some prolific defender in the NBA. Stop it. The dude fouls damn near every time down the court and talks a lot of shit. Patrick Beverley is about to get cut, and he's going to be looking for a team to play for.
Well.
Next. Who else we talking about?
To add to that heat, Victor Oladipo. I didn't see. People forgot about him.
Oladipo. Yeah, right. Is he healthy yet?
He's healthy.
Healthy Oladipo is tough.
He's tough.
Yeah.
Prior to that quad injury, he's tough.
Yeah.
So he goes to Miami. Who else we got? We got some more slaps on here. Hassan Whiteside, he's going to Utah. I think that's gonna lift them up.
Maybe.
Because you got Gobert.
Yeah, they got.
And you have him.
They got. Yeah.
And so now the thing about it, when you got 2 7-footers, it's space eaters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get up off the ground.
I don't know how Whiteside just don't seem hungry to me. Like I thought Whiteside was going to blossom into like a legit, perennial all-star type of player, and that just hasn't happened. I put my faith in Pat Riley. I heard Pat Riley say that. You lied to me, Pat.
So, the Spurs gave old DeMar Rosen a pay, yes. And he deserves it. He can flat play, man.
DeRozan? DeRozan is in Chicago, right? Where he went?
What?
Yeah, DeRozan just went to Chicago.
$85 million.
Chicago.
$85 million.
Is he worth it?
Damn right he is.
I mean,
damn right he is. I don't know why San Antonio let him go.
He might be underpaid in my mind.
I think he's underpaid. Yeah. I really think he's underpaid. I would love to see him at the Clippers with Kawhi. That's what I would love. Take, what y'all call him? What's old boy nickname?
What you talking about?
Playboy. What's his name? What y'all call him?
PG?
Yeah, it was something else.
Playoff P?
No, it was something else Shannon Sharp called him, but y'all said it too.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Now I can't remember.
Paul George?
Yeah. He had a playoff nickname.
Pandemic P.
Was that what a Pandemic P?
Pandemic P.
Get his ass up out of there. That's all I'm saying. Get him up out of there, bring in DeMar Rosen. Bring him back to the coast.
I'm not
the
doing
best
that
coast.
again.
He's from the West Coast, and I'm pretty sure. I think they could do it. You have Carmelo Anthony going to the Lakers. I think that's a great pickup for them.
Maybe. I hope he don't start, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. He's one of the best scorers ever to play this game.
He is.
He's in the top 15.
Absolutely.
Top 10, I think.
I'm not
something
even
like
arguing
that.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
score.
He's a prolific scorer.
Chit-chat.
One of the best to ever do it. After these trades, and there's many, many more trades, but I think those were the main ones that I want to touch on. It's going to be very interesting this year because really this year is a toss-up. It really is. With the former, defending champs in Milwaukee Bucks, they didn't do a lot of movement.
They're not.
They didn't do a lot of movement.
They won't be a favorite. I mean, that's going to your point. It's going to be interesting to see who wins.
It's going to be interesting.
Because Milwaukee won't be the favorite going into next year.
Yeah.
They won't be.
Yeah.
Milwaukee nor Phoenix. They won't be.
They
favorites.
gave what's the gentleman name for Los Angeles? The point guard he came. He was crying last year at the interview. Terry Rozier got a big contract from the Hornets.
He did.
And then the point guard, man, what's his last name? No, with the dreads.
Point guard Drew Holiday. Who we talking about?
Not Drew Holiday. Man, hold on. You don't like to know this. I don't like to be wrong.
Point guard for who? Who we talking about? Who's he talking about?
Well, he stayed with Los Angeles.
With the Clippers?
Yes.
Oh, the young cat. Yeah, what's his name? I don't know. That's sad. I don't know his name.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's not like me. That's not normal. I forget stuff like that. But
He's
I've
lying.
been drinking.
Young dude's name.
I'm counting that to my cup and not my head. But yeah, he re-signed. Todd Gibson re-signed. They said Patrick Beverly. What is this gentleman's
Terrence
name?
Mann. That's what you talking about?
No.
Not Terrence Mann?
No. Oh my goodness.
Timer.
Timer.
Jackie,
It's
time
okay.
time is
It's
wrong.
okay.
Time is,
Making
I
us
know.
wait.
We're sorry.
Oh, and I forgot. You got to give Luka Doncic. I mean, Luka just signed it. He re-signed. He got 207.
Of course.
And he's worth it. And he got the Supermax rookie extension. That's
Supermax.
off of Luka.
Got
That's
a new
off of
coach.
Yeah.
You know.
So
We gonna see.
yeah. So that's all I have.
I got a different
I'm excited
kind of beef
about
for
these
Mark
Houston
Cuban.
Rockets. That young gentleman is Jalen Green.
He tough.
He tough.
The Rockets won the draft. We
He
talked
tough.
about that last week, I think.
He tough.
The Rockets
Reggie Jackson. That's his
won.
name.
Oh, Reggie Jackson. Yes.
He got a $22 million deal.
Okay. And he wasn't even playing. See, Reggie Jackson didn't even want to play. Paul George had to call this man off his couch like,
He
bro,
was
I
not-
need your help.
exactly.
Come play.
And that's what he said. They stuck
Yeah.
with me. They believed in me. And he got an extension. So hats
I
off
forgot
to
about Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, that's his name, Reggie Jackson. I was like, man. So that's all that I have for my NBA trades. I'm pretty sure I've run out of time by now.
Almost. Yeah, we actually running a little early. I'm proud of us.
Okay,
We
good.
got like a couple minutes. I could share a feel good story.
Andre Iguodala joined the Golden State again. I'm sorry.
did.
Oh, well, that's good.
What's
I
your
like
feel-good
him.
story?
Did you guys see that Andre Drummond video?
Absolutely.
I saw that.
I thought that was funny. I wasn't
saw
going to
that.
mention it, but we have extra time, so.
Hey.
Hey, that's
What
parental,
got me?
That's parental.
What was she
instinct.
waiting on?
I shouldn't say it's funny that the son. Let me clarify. I'm
What's
not
she
saying
waiting
it's
on
fu-
is the
yeah,
question.
it wasn't funny that his child was in the water, but it was funny because that person was that a friend?
It was two people
It was
standing right
two
there.
They
people
just
standing there.
stood there
The woman
like-
to the left,
Yeah,
the
and
man
the
standing right.
man to the right.
Yeah,
As soon as that son hit the water, that boy was
Right.
in there.
yeah, but I
loved
mean, and it wouldn't. It was serious, and I'm glad it's okay. I didn't feel, this is just me watching as an outsider. There was 3 adults, unless they couldn't swim. Now that'd be a different story. If either of those 3 adults couldn't swim, then probably the child shouldn't be in there. But I think they were right there. So
It looked like 4 feet of water.
yeah,
But
so
the child was only 1 foot.
No, I'm saying for the 2 adults that were sitting there. They act
'Cause
like
he
they couldn't
stood
go
up,
and get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, like
Yeah.
you say, is 6 in one hand, dozen in the other.
Yeah.
That'd been my son out there did the same
Of course.
damn thing.
That's
Yeah.
just a-
Been
Yeah,
no
yeah.
hesitation.
Parental instinct right there, man.
But I would have put their ass out. And I say that with all sincerity. My son fall in the water and your ass don't react.
Don't react.
Get out. You got to go.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
But I saw the mom and him saying basically like he's just a little daredevil. He's cute, the 2-year-old boy. He just
Yeah.
he had no. He was like, look, I'm about to go in this water. I don't care. And then it was like he wanted to go back.
He's ready to go back.
He's like, what happened? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
We're ready to go back.
Don't do that.
I
Out there,
feel-
Drummond
I was
was
like-
like, man, you all right? Like, but yeah, they would have had to go.
Yeah. So, well, and I saw one person comment and was like, yeah, you should get him in some swim lessons, just because he likes the water. Like,
Exactly.
because he wanted to jump in there. Like, that's the perfect candidate. Yeah.
You got
for-
a pool at your house and you got kids. Make sure your kids know how to swim.
Absolutely.
And lock it up if they don't. Don't give them complete access,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
amen on
Yeah.
Teach your kids how to swim, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he saved the day and his son's okay. Thank God.
that. Amen.
And that's that. Well, gosh, this show went so fast.
It's not over yet.
What's not over?
What you looking at me for?
It ain't over yet.
What you
What do
looking
you
at me
need to
for?
tell?
We got to talk about this U.S. sprinter that we got.
Oh, okay. We do have a couple minutes. We have some time to spare.
Oh, Lord.
Come on. What? Humble pie? What you want to call it? What we call this?
What I call it?
Yeah.
I call it not being able to train.
What was you doing?
She couldn't do anything.
Why not?
She was banned. She couldn't do anything.
How did that stop you from going to a track to train? If you suspended by the NFL, you can't work out. You suspended by the NBA, you can't shoot jump shots.
I don't think it's the same.
Why it's not?
I really don't.
I don't know
So
the rules.
This is just my opinion.
Go to right there, Summer Creek Middle School.
It's
they got
not
track.
the same.
You guys,
It's not the same. It's not the same because when you train and you're there in your element and you have those particular things that are pushing and forcing you.
Y'all got to back up and say what we're talking about first of all.
Kerry Richardson.
I know. What
We're
about.
talking about Kerry
they
Richardson.
might
We're
not.
talking about Kerry Richardson, who's still the 6th fastest woman of all time. I applaud her. It just wasn't her day.
No, it wasn't.
Those Islanders
wasn't her meat.
Listen.
Did she run the 200 at all, or she just dropped out of that altogether?
You said there wasn't an event.
You
said there wasn't an event.
The 200. I said the 200. The 4x2 is not an event. 200 is an event.
Islanders. I didn't give a damn who was on that track.
Oh, yeah,
they were not playing.
They killed the game.
They weren't.
They were not playing.
They dropped the mic and everything.
Hey, so whatever Sha'Carri was doing or wasn't doing, I don't think it mattered that day.
No.
Because they had it in their mind.
Hey, what place I told you she would have came in if she'd have went to the Olympics?
I don't remember.
4th, behind them 3 Jamaicans. I stand by that.
Yeah.
Well,
come on, Sha'Carri. You got some work to do, Sha'Carri. That's all I'm saying. You got some work to do. Get your ass back on the track.
leave her
I
alone.
am not going to say nothing ill. I'm not going to say nothing bad.
Stay off the
just
mic.
Wasn't her day.
Stay off Instagram. The track. That's all you need to be worried about.
See, Troy always got something to say over there. Okay.
Humble pie, man.
I'm going to call it y'all. Troy. Trouble Troy.
Look,
Troy. Call me what you want to call
We're
me, man.
rooting for our Americans, and
She's too good of an athlete. She's too fast, too talented to let her mouth run that in the mud, so to speak.
I'm going to say this, and I don't know how much time we got.
Like
She's
1
never had
minute.
a start. She's never had a start. So if you don't have a start dealing with them Jamaicans, you're going to lose. She's never had a start.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't come out.
Always catches.
Always. And she got them
She
little
jumped
bit
out
of
that
strides.
box. She jumped out that box.
Yeah. So that's what she needs to focus on, her coming out of the blocks. You got to get out quicker
Check
than
that
that.
review mirror, man.
Yeah,
That's
no
all I'm
doubt.
telling you.
I agree.
Hold
Jack.
tight. Yeah, she doesn't
agree.
have a start by her not having a start. I blame it on the coaches.
Well, this show is in the rearview mirror.
Come on,
As of right now, it's in the rearview mirror. This is Culturally Distinct Sports. Thanks for joining us.
Definitely.
Please share, tell your friends, follow us on Instagram.
Watch the Saints tonight.
Oh, gosh.
They play tonight?
Tonight.
They play Monday Night Football?
Yes.
So are we watching
We're about to
with
pick
you?
a starting quarterback tonight. Goddammit.
Almost made me throw up in my
I know.
mouth.
I know how you feel.
Yeah.
I know how it make you feel, but I get it.
All right. Well,
I know. You got that black and gold on over there, man. You repping.
y'all, I'm trying to wrap up the show.
Wrap it up.
Rap it.
Okay. Good night. See you next time.
See ya. Yeah. All right. Is that it?
They play tonight?
Play tonight. They might be playing right now.
They suck.